your ruler.
Zod.
Your lands, your possessions, your very lives will gladly be given in tribute to me.
What's up, everybody? So this video is going to be about the Dark Knight performances in the performances in the Dark Knight. It just occurred to me while I was saying that it seems like all these new directors that are doing Batman and Joker projects feel like it seems like they feel like they need to one up Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger, and it's annoying. It's annoying. You don't have to redefine. Like, I honestly, me personally, I didn't like the Batman. It's really hard to say why I didn't like it, but they nailed the whole nighttime vigilante aspect. Like, they nailed a lot of how things should be for like Batman the Animated Series. Nighttime, darkness, fear, shadows, martial arts, all that stuff. They nailed all that stuff as far as like Batman the Animated Series. The problem is, the reason why I had a hard time enjoying it was Robert Pattinson didn't look like Bruce Wayne. Not only that, because the whole time you see him in the Batsuit, you're like, well, under there is Bruce Wayne, and he doesn't make a convincing Bruce Wayne. So it just the whole movie felt like a kid playing dress up, and that's just how I felt about it. And then also the suit sucked. The suit was terrible. There were so many design aspects of the suit that sucked. But anyways, my point was, or I went on that long tangent, was that all these new directors feel like they need to do something different, do something as interesting and defining as what Christopher Nolan did with Heath Ledger and Christian Bale. And so you end up with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. You end up with the Batman movie. Joker was decent. It wasn't Joker though. It was a good movie. It wasn't Joker. It wasn't Batman's Joker. It just felt like its own thing, which that's what they say it is, but I don't know. He's got quite a bit of transforming to go before he's the maniacal clown prince of crime, evil genius. Anyways, that was my point. Was like, it seems like we're gonna keep getting these niche, artistic, defining attempts at these characters, and it's like, come on, man, just give it. Don't do that. Anyways, let's jump into it, and because I'm rambling. All right, here we go.
Every guy gets a share. 5 shares is plenty.
6 shares. Don't forget the guy playing the job.
He thinks he can sit it out and still take a slice. I know why they call him the Joker.
The Dark Knight has cemented itself as one of the foundational pieces of media in the modern superhero landscape. This intricately plotted, deeply character-driven story propelled the genre to never-before-seen heights. Director Christopher Nolan's masterful filmmaking is perfectly shown across every frame of the film's 4-minute and 47-second opening scene, a sequence so well choreographed that it might be called perfect. Before we get into today's episode, please be sure to subscribe to Nerdstalgic for more videos just like this one.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like these new directors, they seem like they're trying to recreate their own defining magic of this instead of the source material. You're not supposed to make it a new artistic take on Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. You're supposed to make I don't know. I just didn't like the Batman. It was good, but there was too many things that were bad about it that killed the immersion.
And here we go.
One word defines the ambition behind Nolan's superhero magnum opus, scope. Coming off the back of the franchise resurrecting Batman Begins, Nolan and company had the grandest of ambitions for their sophomore effort. They wanted to take the canvas that they established with Begins and extrapolated.
And I don't want to be a hater, like, oh, he's unnecessarily hating on the Batman. Dude, when I gave it props, I said it was I gave it praise, but now it's getting hyped up as this really great movie, and it just wasn't, right? It's getting, oh, it's DC's flagship thing that they have that is good. And it's like, no, dude, it's like it's getting overhyped now, and it's like, no, I have to say it wasn't that great.
Out to be a crime epic worthy of the likes of Heat,
The Dark Knight
Once Upon a
was,
Time
though.
in America, or The Godfather. And against all odds, they succeeded. And this is nowhere more on display than in the opening shot of the film. Nolan spared no expense in bringing an epic scale to the project by attempting something that had never been done before: shoot full sequences on 35mm IMAX cameras. For those that don't know, this is what the IMAX ratio of 1:3:1 looks like. And this is what the rest of The Dark Knight in traditional widescreen ratio of 2:3:9:1 looks like. The IMAX aspect ratio has more room for compositional elements on the top of and bottom of the screen. When Nolan decided to shoot 28 minutes of the film in IMAX, there were only 4 cameras that could even shoot the IMAX format in the world. But he believed it would be absolutely necessary to capture the sense of scope and visual spectacle he was looking for in order to propel the film into being an epic. The scene opens with 2 criminals in clown masks breaking a window out of a high-rise and firing a zip line at a nearby building. The tension-filled soundtrack and illicit activity immediately sets up a dramatic tension that harkens back to classic crime capers. The city of Gotham is nothing if not synonymous with crime, and this film cements that idea right out of the gate. We quickly move to a wide shot of another criminal waiting on a street corner, holding a duffel bag and carrying a clown mask. We next intercut between the
this
criminals on the
movie's
roof
pacing
ziplining
was
across
amazing.
a cavernous expanse onto the roof of the adjacent building, and the 3 criminals in the truck discussing how many men are involved in the heist. We also learn that this project has been set up by a mastermind named the Joker. Unlike many superhero and comic book movies today, who cram the running time to the gills with cameos, Easter eggs, and setups for future projects, this opening's mention of the Joker services the character in a distinctly different way. It immediately sets up the Joker as someone bigger than street level. Nolan directs this sequence superbly. The audience understands the geography of what's happening, how many people are involved, and what they are doing. This is doubly impressive when considering that all the characters are basically wearing the same mask.
It's so
Normally,
funny
we
how
just give
clumsy he
close-ups
is.
on the faces
The
of
whole
the
movie
actors
is so
to help an
clumsy,
audience
but
track who's who. But with everyone wearing
look at that.
ostensibly the same clown face, that's a tall order to accomplish quickly. Nolan relies on the voices of the actors and the staging within the frame to communicate importance to the audience. As the criminals exit the truck and enter the bank, we focus on the final clown holding the duffel bag.
Oh, wait, that
Without
was
giving
the
man
wrong
any
one.
additional identifying markers
the
or
wrong clown.
dialogue, Nolan is reaffirming that the man and the bag are important. When the criminals storm into the bank, we follow them with multiple sweeping Steadicam shots, giving the scene movement and excitement from a visual standpoint. It puts us with them, storming the facility. Next, the duffel bag clown opens his bag, revealing that it's filled with grenades and explosives. As a bank teller triggers a silent alarm and the criminals on the roof notice that it wasn't attempting to call the cops, but a private line, that can only mean one thing: organized crime. We get a quick insert of iconic character actor William Fichtner's bank manager looking apprehensive, and then we follow the duffel bag criminal as he hands out grenades to the bank hostages and employees. William Fichtner pulls out a sawed-off shotgun, stalks towards the bank robbers, and starts screaming,
"You have any idea who you're stealing from? You and your friends are dead!"
This serves 2 purposes. It serves as a payoff to the setup of the phone call line, and it cements that this institution isn't owned by a corporation. It's backed by criminals. It also firmly distinguishes that the criminals we've been following aren't a part of organized crime. They're an outside element, coming into an already corrupt ecosystem. The truck driver and the duffel bag clown dive behind a desk, and when the driver asks,
He's out, right?
the duffel bag clown thinks for a split second, then nods yes. As the driver stands up, he's hit with a shotgun blast, sending the duffel bag criminal into action. It's apparent that the additional focus
Was he
and
purposely
emphasis
lying
placed on
there,
this
or
clown
was
in the
he
opening shots were for a good reason. Him falsely
just
identifying
unsure?
the number of shotgun shells the bank manager had left was a tactic. He wanted the driver to be shot, but why? Is he working with an ulterior motive supplied by the Joker? We cut to the vault room where the driver and the rooftop criminal have a small exchange. The rooftop criminal confesses that he killed his fellow zipliner and that the Joker told him to do it.
How do we
to which
know
the
that
driver
he...
retorts,
Funny, he told me something similar.
we jump cut to moments later when they've loaded millions of dollars into 9 duffel bags. The truck driver says,
I'm betting the Joker told you to kill me as soon as we loaded the cash.
to which the other criminal responds,
No, I killed a bus driver.
acting as a setup for the highly unexpected and perfectly staged shot where a bus careens through the front of the building and kills the truck driver. This is a tonally perfect adaptation
Here's
of
the
Joker's
only
goofy
problem with that
antics from
scene.
the Silver Age appearances, but evolved to put into Christopher Nolan's grounded and more realistic world. The static camera
Here's
serves
the only problem with that scene. Does the bus... Listen, I've always had a problem with this scene, because you could argue, oh, well, the tables hit him, right? Because there's like tables there.
Nolan's grounded and more realistic world. The static camera serves
The doors, because the bus smashed through the doors, and the doors are debris. So you could argue the debris took him out, right? But I've always had a problem with this scene, because you have to look really closely to see that, oh, maybe it was the debris that killed him, or took him out. But it wouldn't kill him, dude. It would probably, like, at best, it would knock him out. And I don't remember, I don't know, maybe he does shoot him once he's on the ground. I don't remember him shooting him once he's on the ground, though. But it just doesn't,
to accentuate the absurdity of this violent act.
it doesn't look like it connects, right? Oh, I messed up. It doesn't look like it connects.
Christopher Nolan's grounded and more realistic world.
I
The
forget you
static
can't
camera
double
serves
click.
to
See?
accentuate the
It
absurdity
looks like
of
he's
this
getting
violent
yanked
act.
back by a
After
wire.
loading the
It doesn't
bus,
look like
killing the
the
driver and having
bus
an
connects.
interaction with the bank manager, the duffel bag clown unmasks, revealing himself.
So they did all that work. They did all that work, and then they messed it up in that one shot. Because I've always had a problem with that one shot. To me, that shot looks like the bus is too far away from him. It's not actually connecting with him, and he's getting yanked back by a cable. I don't know.
To be the Joker. This opening serves as both an introduction to the character of the Joker, the world of Gotham, and how those two puzzle pieces fit together. And just to make sure the audience can track what's happening, the Joker is introduced 3 times in the scene, visually twice and verbally once. This goes back to the idea of the scope that Nolan is working at. He's not going to just give his villain one hero shot, he's going to construct a whole scene that acts as both a character introduction, world introduction, and film introduction. This prologue sets up the narrative emphasis on choreography, action, and the unreliable narrator that is the Joker. It's a marker that as the film progresses, the Joker is going to be orchestrating events and pulling the strings of multiple factions of people. It also brilliantly illustrates that the Joker isn't some aloof criminal watching these events from a penthouse. He's a man with his boots on the ground, carrying out the dirty work just as diligently as he planned it.
Dude, I have well, not everyone, but I have most of his speeches from that movie like memorized. I'm probably rusty on it because it's been a while. But for like, it's been a while, but it sticks with you when you memorize something and you like have it memorized for years and years. Even if you haven't recited it in like 7 years, you can just pull it out. You can just pull it out your butt. Wait, let me try. I'll do the first one. I'll do the first scene where he's with the dude in the pool sit. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend, and one night he gets a little crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, he takes the knife to her, laughing as he does it. And then he turns to me and says, "Why so serious?" Sticks the blade in my mouth. Why so serious? And why so serious? Anyways, that's how I think it goes. I can't remember. I don't remember the exact quote, so I may have messed that up. And then the other one, yeah, I'll try the other one too. Hold on. Well, you must be Harvey Squeeze. You are beautiful. Nope, I forgot. I lost it there. I lost it. I completely lost it. Then he says something like, "Ooh, feisty one." Or I don't remember. And then he says, "You remind me of my wife." Oh, no, that's not what he said. Hold on. He says, oh, you want to know how I got these scars? I had a wife, beautiful, like you, who said I worry too much, who said I ought to smile more, who gambled and got in deep with the sharks. So one day they carve her face, and we have no money for surgeries. I just want to see her smile again. I just want her to know I don't care about the scars. Why stick a razor in my and do this to myself? She leaves. Now I see the funny side. Now I'm always smiling. Alright, let's go.
Anyone these days, you gotta do everything yourself. Don't we?
The Dark Knight uses this opening to create a sense of scale and scope that no other modern superhero film rivals. One of the primary reasons for its narrative success is because of the fact that the film actually has an opening scene, a bite-sized chunk of narrative to pull the viewer in. It has an opening shot that's significant. It has a style and a point of view that so many superhero films just can't afford to because they're attempting to squeeze themselves into an overarching narrative of multiple films. It's action-oriented and filmed on a scale literally never attempted before in the history of cinema. The Dark Knight has stood the test of time, regardless of the fact that there are literally tens of superhero films released a year. The prestige and narrative propulsion that people connect to from this film flow directly from this opening.
Not about the money.
That's all we have for this episode.
It's
What do you
about
think?
sending
Are there
a
more
message.
perfect openings to films that often go overlooked?
Everything
X2,
burns.
Drive.
Alright. So I have to say that to be fair to the Batman's costume. Yes, I'm still stuck on that. Christian Bale's costume wasn't that great either. But I think the Batman Begins costume was better than the Dark Knight's costume. Hey, that may be controversial, but I think Batman Begins costume was better than both the Dark Knight's costume and the Batman's costume. I think the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises costume is better than the Batman's costume. But I did not like all the little sectioned pieces and the separation of the neck and cowl that the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises had. And the Batman, it was a similar problem but different. It was separated because he had a freaking collar. He had a collar, and I hated that. It was stupid. But anyways, I could ramble on and on. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Please helps me out. Follow me on Twitch, I'm gonna be streaming on there tonight, and peace out, guys.